Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin and today I'm going to be making an FPS controller. So first, let's just get right into it. I'm going to make a ground level area. This is where the player can walk on. So I'm going to just make a cube real quick. And then let's make it 10 by 10. And there we go. There's our floor. I'm just going to add a material to it, so I'm gonna go to create material. Just gonna name this ground, and you can put it whatever color you want. Just gonna add a green, drag it on there, and there we go. There's our ground. So for the player, I'm just gonna make a standard capsule because the character controller is a capsule shaped thing, so that's the easiest for me right now. And now we're just gonna want to make it level, so we're gonna drag this up right there. I think that's great. And now we're just gonna click down here, add component, and put a character controller in here. Now here's where you can change the radius of it, so you can make it wider or smaller, this thing right here. So I'm just going to put it back to 0.5 because that's just the standard capsule size. So I'm going to drag our main camera where you can see when you're playing. I'm going to drag it underneath the capsule, so the capsule is a parent over it. So I'm just going to rename this camera eyes and rename the capsule player right there. And now I'm going to take the camera and position it to the center, and now we're just going to drag it up just a little to where you want your eyes to be, where you want to see out of. I think that's just fine how it is right there, and yeah, that's good. Alright, so first things first, you're going to want to go up into edit, go all the way down into project settings. This tab will come up right here. I'm just going to drag it into here, and now in input I'm just going to select down on axes. Your axes will probably be up to 18. If it's at 19, make it to 20. If it's at 25, make it to 26. But since mine is 18, I'm going to make it to 19, and that will duplicate. Just going to click enter there. That will duplicate the last one. So down here, I'm going to rename this horizontal, and then we're going to change the negative button to A and change this to D. I'll explain that later. It's basically just we're going to call upon horizontal to make the character move side to side. So after we got that, just put that away, go back into the inspector, and then click on the player, and then we're going to add a script down here. So whatever you want to name your script, I'm just going to name it FPS Controller. Actually, there can't be spaces. Controller, and then I'm going to click new script and create an ad. So I am going to be using what am I going to be using? I'm going to be using Visual Studio. If you're using Mono Develop, that's perfectly fine. It doesn't really matter. Same script. Alright, so our script, Visual Studio's up. So first we're just going to make some public floats. So I'm going to make this a public float so we can change it in the inspector. Go public float, and then let's see, public float, let's do speed. Actually, we're gonna go forward speed, so we can have two different kinds of speeds. We can have the forward speed and then have a different speed going side to side. I'm gonna close that off, do another public float, and this one is going to be side speed. Close that off. Alright, now we are going to make a character controller that is named player. So first just put character controller space player. Close that off. And now we are going to make a public object that is also the eyes. So let's make one for the eyes. I'm gonna make this one a game object. So game object eyes. Alright, now that we got that, what else do we need? Okay, now we need the movements to go forward and backward and then left and right. So let's make one that's float. Yeah, just a standard float. And then let's make it move forward and backward, comma, move left, right, comma, and now let's make two to rotate the camera. So we'll have one to rotate it on the left, right. Alright, so rotate X, and then let's do another one for the Y, and then close that off, and then we got that. So now we only need to write one line of code in this void start. I'm just gonna delete this comment right here because we don't need that. Move this up a little bit. And now for the void start, we only need to put one line of code in there. It's gonna be a simple player equals get component, and then let's put the name of the character controller, which is just character controller. And then let's close this off. Nope, whoops. Close this off with that and this. And I think that is good. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so I'm just gonna delete this comment again, move it up here, and void update. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is alright, so first we're just gonna move, let's make one for the forward and backward, and then one for the left and right. Okay, so first go input dot get axis, okay, then this quotes inside of it, and then for the forward and backward we're going to go vertical, make it go vertical, and then times, where is it, times, okay, times forward speed, since it's forward and backwards. So let's times this by forward speed. Now you can make another one just for forward and then backward, so you can have, so you can't move backward as fast as you can move forward, but I'm not going to get into that now. I'm just going to make a standard forward. Alright, so let's do the same thing, close that off. I'm just going to copy and paste this real quick. Copy, paste, and now the only thing we need to change is in here. Instead of vertical, we're going to go horizontal, and then that's where we're using horizontal. That's why we had to make it over there. And then instead of forward and backwards, we're going to do left and right. Let's do 2 more for the camera, which is going to rotate instead of actually move. You don't want it to actually move, otherwise, you know, it'll move your character instead of just moving the camera. Okay, so put it rotate X equals input dot get axis. Let's put it in quotes, and this time we're going to do mouse X, I believe. Yeah, mouse X, and then go over here and then times it by the sensitivity. Okay, so we forgot to make one component up here. We're going to make a sensitivity. We're going to make this public also, so you can change your sensitivity as you go on and figure out what you like. Alright, so sensitivity, and let's close that off. Oh, another thing I forgot, we have to add the speed to it. So forward speed, we're gonna click equals to 2. 2 is good because you can always customize it, so it really doesn't matter. Sideways speed, we're going to do 2. And then sensitivity, we'll just put it 0, just for standard. No, I forgot to put the equal sign. Alright, so since now we got that, we can do times it by sensitivity. Nope, lowercase sensitivity. Close that off, and also I have to change this one to sideways speed. Side speed. Whoops, I don't know what happened to there. Side speed. Alright, so that's good. Now I'm just gonna copy this, do the same thing I did to the movement. Go down here, paste it, change this to the Y axis, and then change this also to Y, and then that's good. Alright, so what else do we need? Now we just need to do the movement again, so we're gonna go down a little further just to separate it a little bit, and then go vector 3 equals no equals just movement, and then equals new, whoops, I don't know what was happening there, new vector 3. Alright, so then we need to make it move, make it actually do something. So we'll put the move forward and backward. No, we'll move the left and right. Left, right, comma, 0, comma, move forward and backwards. Alright, so we'll just close that off, and then go into the new line, just transform dot rotate, and then let's do the same thing for the rotation. So let's put it in here. We're gonna click yeah, let's just go 0, comma, rotate on the X axis, comma, 0. Alright, now close that off, make a new line. This time we're gonna do it for the eyes. Eyes dot transform dot rotate. Oops. Rotate. What are we gonna rotate? We're gonna do minus. Okay, so minus rotate on the Y, and then comma 0, comma 0. Close this off. Oh, misspelled that. Transform. And now we just need to do one more, and it's to actually make the movement, because movement isn't really anything there. It doesn't mean anything yet. So let's go movement. Oops. Movement equals transform. Oh, can't see anything. Oh, again, the D. And now what we need to do is rotation. So dot rotation. Nope. Rotation, then times it. Nope. Yeah, times it by the movement. Movement. And then just close that off. And then our last line of code would be player dot move. Let's do it in here. Movement times dot delta time. No, times time dot delta time. So dot delta time. Alright, now we're done with the code. and let's try this out. Alright, so we're just gonna save all of this, go back into Unity, and let's see how it works. So we're gonna click play after everything loads back into it. Play, and it's not working. Okay, I know why. Okay, so we have to drag the eyes into the eyes down here on the player, and now this should work. Alright, sweet, so it works now. I can move around, but the eyes, the camera is not rotating when I look around. So I'll figure that out real quick. Okay, so I figured out how or why it wasn't working. Really stupid mistake on my part. It was just that the sensitivity was at 0. So I'm gonna change that to, well, it was at 0. I changed it to 1. So let's change it to like 2. Right, change movement to 3, 2. Good. Alright, so now let's click play, and everything should work. Alright, so I can look around, and I can move around. So I can move around. My player currently does not have gravity, so it will not fall down. But there's your player. So I'm just gonna add a arm to it real quick. So I'm gonna click 3D cube, drag it under here, and then I'm gonna drag it up. Actually, no, I'm just gonna put everything at 0. There we go. I'm gonna put the size to yeah, 1 on that part is probably good. Actually, no, I'm just gonna use this to make it smaller. It's about good. And right there. So let's drag it up. Actually, no, rotate it by 90. Nope, wrong 90. Over here. Alright, like that. Move it up. Now let's just put the game right here so we can see what's going on. Let's move it over this way and right there. Alright, so you can play around with that, but now we have our player. So we're gonna just make this bigger, and there we go. Arm is a little weird, but yeah, everything is movable, and there is your FPS controller. So if you enjoyed this, or if it helped you out, leave a like and subscribe for more like it.